Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So it's a really interesting time to be in crypto, that is for sure. For me, the markets are looking bold, they're looking brave, they're looking excellent, to say the least. From my point of view, Terra Classic is giving off some seriously strong indicators, all positive. Normally, you'll see an indicator play out, looks bullish, that one plays out, looks bullish again, then the next one doesn't play out the way it should, and it sort of fails the technical breakout. Now, for me, my point of view, we're seeing different technicals play out, and they're looking good, they're looking strong. But before we get into that, we definitely should take a look at the broader market. Fear and Greed Index is back up to greed. This is really important. It's around 60 days until the BTC halving event lands. It's going to be, I personally think, and mark this video if you like, but I think there's going to be a bit of the buy the rumor, sell the news. It's just typical. It just seems something that would happen. Now, from my point of view, there's definitely going to be a big dip before the halving actually kicks in. And I don't mean the halving event on paper where we see it actually happen. I mean the after effect, the real thing that sends everything realistically sky high for a second time. We do see this during these halving events. There's normally two substantial breakouts with a big dip in between. So let's take a quick look at crypto bubbles before we start getting on to more Terra Classic. It's looking good. Everything's looking good. For me, I'm quite happy. I've got my MEXC meme coin wallet, and I just keep dollar cost averaging in to a lot of my different holds that I've got there. Bonk being one of them. With is definitely a strong contender for me. Just personally, meme coins have the weirdest kind of potential. You just don't know when you're going to be holding that specific one that does a 30x or a 50x or a 1000x or 20,000x. You just don't know. So let's move over to the main segment of the video, which is realistically Terra Classic. Now, I've been saying to you all quite a lot recently, it's all about the way that we're perceived externally, the way it trickle feeds down, the way that the external media report on us. It's so important as we move into the BTC halving event that we're getting positive reporting. We're doing stuff that the mass media are picking up on, and we've got many of these different articles. I was saying this probably a couple of days ago when the proposal passed, that it was a landmark, pivotal moment for the blockchain, so to speak. So to see us speak about them reporting on stuff like this and them going on to report on stuff like this really lends credence to the idea of the power in external media sort of influence is quite important for any crypto community. So when we are gaining and garnering their attention, it's really good for us, because normally a lot of these articles have been negative. We're being tied into a lot of the LUNC court case, which is a negative impact for us. But nonetheless, it's just going to be a hurdle we're going to have to overcome moving forward, and we should take that as it comes. So once again, people talking about Terra Classic shooting to the moon, and me personally, I'll be happy with another 5x, another 480% across all of the different assets, being USTC, Luna Classic, and I think Luna Run a little bit. We normally drag those two assets with us. Don't let anybody fool you or let you think that we're the small part of this ecosystem, because we're not. We're the bulk of it. We make up a lot of it. We bring a lot of the community, and there's a lot of us that believe in Luna Classic. Now, with all of that being said, there's so many different articles out there that we can go and look at. And one of the major things that are being spoken about is this hurdle. Regardless of the price that they're setting, they all speak of the hurdle, and the hurdle's really important, I think, for this video. And I've spoken previously about there's this big breakout coming, and previously, because of the price point we reached, I believe this next breakout that's lining up is definitely going to shoot us up to the 30,000 point per coin range. And for me, this is a good area. And theoretically, when we look at the chart, we look back at things and we take a deeper dive into it. The reason why this area is so important is when the chart itself was first incepted after the crash and the split between Luna and LUNC, we were coming down pretty fast. I mean pretty fast. So let me flick this over quickly to a day chart. Now, we came down quick, real quick, but we trod in this area for couple of months, let's say, before we actually come down to this area. So this area I've got highlighted here is so important because this is an area we have been currently fighting. We've been coming up, pushing up to this area just below 30,000 points per coin, but not breaking through this. And why this is so important is because if we break out this time and we manage to get this real strong push above, okay, our previous all-time high this year, so to speak, it's not, and I say this hesitantly, it's not going to leave us with realistically any indicators of how high the price could go at that point. And I mean, Shiba Inu is a very substantial crypto community. And if we look at their market cap, we look at their supply, and we take that and we do some tomfoolery, so to speak, and we do the whole thing of what I don't like to do is apply another coin's market cap to this one. But if we do that and we walk that, we get some really interesting results. So for me, I think it's a matter of time before more and more people realize what Terra Classic is, the fact that it's community run, it's community owned, and we vote on everything accordingly. And they figure out they can have a say and they can have sway in a blockchain, right? That isn't 555 trillion coins that need burning. Instead, it's a very small amount in comparison. And we as a blockchain are the only blockchain that Binance burns coins for. Okay, they burn BNB, but other than that, they don't burn for any other blockchains. Now, with everything that I've just said, right, it's going to be really important to look as to how this all pans out. Because like I said, we've seen good indicators. We've had a head and shoulders, and that's given us a trajectory. And we're following this trajectory path, as you can see. In between this bull flag that's just played out, we've got a doji dragonfly. And that's so important because historically, like I said, back here, we've seen this play out before. Okay, we've seen this all happen before, the same indicators in the same manner, around the same kind of situation that's playing out currently. So for me, these are all really strong indicators to tell us that something big's coming. Now, if I go back over to the daily, something else that's really contending into this is the fact that the MACD has crossed. I know a lot of people don't find much significance, so to speak, in the MACD, but I myself, it's good for showing us trend reversals. It's good for showing us when the sentiment has changed, when the possibility of this downtrend ends. So I always take the MACD into high consideration when obviously looking at all of these different things, right? We've got 4 to 5 different indicators that are all telling us that the downtrend has ended, and this is possibly the beginning of a new uptrend. And like I said, I want to see us get up here to this 30,000 points per coin range. And the trajectory, if we're following that head and shoulders, we're using that as a point of trajectory, using those different indicators to indicate to us something bigger's coming. The likelihood is we're going up to this 30,000 points per coin range. But let me know what you're thinking. Let me know your different price predictions. It's really important. I want to know what everyone else is kind of thinking, so to speak. I'm sorry about the croakiness of my voice throughout the videos recently. I'm actually really under the weather. It's crappy weather here in the United Kingdom. What can I say? Brits, eh? Other than that, folks, you know, drop a like, drop a comment, drop a sub. Those things really do help out the channel here. They do help us grow. We've got the competition you can get involved in every month, 10,000 USDC, 1 million LUNC to the top 3 commenters. We've got Patreon links below in the description box. All sorts of different perks you can gain access to there, different indicators coming in the future. If you've got LUNC, can delegate with our node. And we also have our own auto compounding over at hccfactory.com for those of you who would like to utilize that, who are delegating with us. Other than that, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.